And to me, it's almost like you're using it as like a Bluetooth microphone. That's how I can tell right or left with this. But this is all temporal bone. That projection coming off is zygomatic process because it leads to my zygomatic bone. When I look at other projections, I have two more processes that we'll learn. This big one is a mass. This is called the mastoid process. Mastoid process. And then just like a stylus you have for an iPad or some of our phones, this projection that comes underneath, if you can see it there, that looks like a stylus or a pen, styloid process. So styloid process, mastoid process, where I can pick my ear and I put my hole in the ear where the sound travels in. So when I hear things, this is external acoustic meatus, also called external auditory canal. External acoustic meatus or external auditory canal. When I open it up and I look inside, I have these big bulges here. And so all of this is called the petrous part or petrous portion. This petrous part is where I hold all my inner ear structures for hearing, my cochlea, and balance and equilibrium. So all my inner ear structures are housed inside here to protect it. This is called the petrous part, another bony marking of the temporal bone. When I look at the ethmoid bone, part of it I can see sticking out on the anterior cranial fossa here, this space. The other part of it is inside the nasal cavity. So this bone sits right in here. When I look at this whole middle plate here, that's called the nasal septum. It's a general term to describe two bones coming together. But the top half of this is called the perpendicular plate. The perpendicular plate is one of our bony markings of the ethmoid bone. So the top half is perpendicular plate. It'll come up and combine with some of our structures here that's still part of the ethmoid bone. So as I turn it this way, there's a projection here that kind of looks like a shark's fin, and this is called the crista galli. The crista galli, that projection that sticks up, crista galli. The crista galli sits on what we call a cribiform plate. A cribiform plate. The crista galli sits on the cribiform plate.